about 5:35. This is leftover coffee from yesterday. I usually let my husband brew it because he likes it a certain strength. So I think I'll just start with yesterday's coffee. Okay, I can't believe I'm showing you this, but this is basically what I look like after I get out of the shower and put some product in my hair. I have curly hair, so I kind of put it up and dry it in sections. But in the meantime, I come down here and get ready. I already put my makeup on. So I'm just gonna have some coffee and breakfast, and I'm on the clock, so I gotta keep it moving. I got up today at 5 and came down here by 5:35, and I wanna be back upstairs around 6:05, so I can leave about 6:30. Okay, if you've watched my first day in the life video, I talked about the Greek yogurt that I eat, and I'm still eating that with the flaxseed meal. However, there was a English muffin snafu. Pretty upset about it. Trader Joe's stopped carrying the British muffins that I absolutely loved. They carry an alternative kind now. It's a little bit different, and my husband and I just don't love it. So now we're on a mission, a search to find the perfect English muffin that we like. So we have two different kinds that we're trying from our local grocery store here called Jewel Osco. This is by Special Recipe, and these are by Aunt Millie's. So we're gonna see which one we like better out of those, and then keep our search going until we find one. Okay, so I'm ready to walk out the door at 6:30. I'm amazed that I'm ready. I've got my cute Crochet Kids International bag, and I've got my lunch already packed from the night before. Got a jacket, a white denim jacket, because it's like an icebox in our school. And below that, I packed my vlogging camera. I'm gonna do some with my phone because it's just easier, but I wanna vlog today, some of my things that I did today. And then got my water bottle, got my coffee, computer and everything in here, and I'm ready to get in the car. Okay, deep breath after the first day of school with students. It was overall a great day, but it was not without chaos and a little confusion. And I just saw an email about one of my students that I don't have at the end of the day. I had him earlier in the day, but he didn't get off at his bus stop. So likely he got on the wrong bus today. So how did the day go overall? It went really, really well. And I was excited to meet all of my new 6th grade students. And we did a little bit different schedule this year. In the first 2 hours, as I had said earlier, we did an adjusted schedule, a schedule that we would use when we're doing state testing. It's called a delayed or late start schedule. So the students came in, and of course I actually made seating charts this year just so I could get to know students quickly, and I like it when they know where to go when they first come in. So I just put the seating chart on the middle of the front middle table and have them kind of figure it out. And I already have it drawn. I actually had a student hand draw it last year instead of doing it digitally, because I need a paper copy filled out. My attendance monitor is a student always, and I like them to be able to look at a piece of paper with the seat map. And a student wanted to make it for me last year, the way I use my desks and configure them. So that's what we used, and I just put it in the middle and have kids kind of figure out where they go, and then I carefully go through attendance. It's very important to me, and I know it is to every teacher, to really know how to pronounce first and last names correctly. So what I do is I write down if they have a short nickname they want to be called, and then I ask for pronunciations, and I write it phonetically after their name so that I can try to remember it. It's just really important to me, and I know I won't learn the first and last names thoroughly until about 3 to 4 weeks into school. But that was our start today. Then I also passed out student IDs, and they got that. And we also distributed their one-to-one iPads today. So we just got the iPads 5 minutes before school started, and then we just got some instructions last night by email. You know how that stuff just comes, not last minute, but as soon as people can get that information, which sometimes to teachers does seem last minute. So we had students, there was a instruction pack inside their iPad, and it told them how to set up their own passcode. And what was great is my first period this year is not that many students. It's the smallest class size I've ever had as a middle school teacher. I have 20 in my first period. So it was awesome. These students were jumping in and helping each other out. They're so quick with the technology, and I just told them, in this class, once one person gets it, if anyone's, struggling at your table, just jump in and help. And they were amazing with each other. So we got everyone to set up a passcode. We had 2 apps that students needed to update right away, and that was Canvas, which is our learning management system. And there's a new update that improves the way students submit assignments. And we wanted them to already practice putting our iPad guidelines into Notability, and then we're going to have them submitted to Canvas. So we needed to kind of go through that process with them, and they needed the updated version of both those apps. So we taught them how to go to our self-service app for our district and then launch those apps and reinstall them. So that took a little bit of time. And then after about an hour, so we had updated that stuff. We had started to talk about a little bit about iPad expectations, and ours are that there's no games ever on the iPad, and that for every classroom that you walk in, your iPad is closed unless the teacher directs you to open it. So last year what we found is students were coming in, opening up, checking the news, checking the weather, turning on the camera, looking at themselves. We don't want any of that, and we're just starting out common ground, all in 6th grade, that you don't open your iPad until the teacher asks you to, because it is a learning tool and it is a privilege. So we did that, and then we had an assembly where the kids went down to our cafetorium, and our principal and assistant principal talked, and it was awesome. It was about 25 minutes, a half hour. They talked to all the 6th graders and just set a very calm but good tone of what positive behavior expectations we have for students. And our principal really relayed the message that we have confidence that now we shared this, you're going to be able to follow it, but that we know students make mistakes, but we have consequences for that. And then they talked and touched on cyberbullying and harassment, and then just regular bullying and what that looks like and what that means. I just think it was really awesome. We've never started out our year that way. Usually each teacher kind of gives a spiel, and we divide up by the content areas who's going to introduce what to students. So then students came back to us. We're still in that 2-hour time period. Students came back to us, and we had some more time that we could go over some of our other procedures and things that we're doing. We also passed out a grade-wide interest inventory that we're going to collect in a binder, and we're going to keep that with us for our meeting days where we discuss student needs. We're going to have those with us. We just really want to be able to get to know the students and use that information in a better way this year. Okay, so at around 9:30, that's when our actual first period started. So now we've had those students since about 7:25, and now we have shortened class periods till the end of the day, 26, 27 minutes. So not a lot of time to get things done. But all we did is, I think I'd put this in another video, we did Sarah Vanderwerf's name tent idea. Go to sarahvanderwerf.com. It's an amazing idea just about communicating and giving feedback back and forth between you and the student the first 5 days of school. Today, we talked about folding in thirds, and actually it was a great learning activity because students don't fold into thirds very often. So it was really interesting to see what they could do after just one-time modeling. You don't think about that as being a difficult skill, but it is kind of a difficult skill. So students made a name tag, they put it into a name tent so that I can learn their names, and every day I will collect them at the end of class, and I put students in charge of that. Actually, I had a leader at each table, collect them, put them in facing order. I always say, don't give me a hodgepodge of papers. I like them neat and organized, and tomorrow those same leaders will be able to pass them back out. So I had a lot of paper passing out, a lot of students involved today, which is what we want, trying to build that community and leadership in the classroom. The only other thing we had time for today was a math movement activity, and that's where I put numbers around the room, digits 0 through 12. So I just taped them up around the room, used them from last year, they're not laminated or anything, and then we did like a movement activity. So you're gonna go stand by the number that represents your answer to a statement or question. So one example would be, how many hours of sleep did you get last night? So if you got 4 hours, you go stand by 4, and so on. And it was just really interesting. First period, we had more time. I don't know why to do this activity. The other periods, there were other things going on that were a little chaotic, but it was interesting the things that we learned. Another one was, how many students did you already know before you got to school today that are in this class? And there was one gentleman that was standing by the number 12. And we thought, oh, like, how do you know so many people and everyone else has a smaller number? Well, it was because he had moved within the school district and he had attended 2 of our elementaries. So we learned something about him that we won't forget today. So that was really fun. I hope we get to finish that up another day. So that brought us till the end of the day. And I have to say, by 10th period, we didn't even get to any of that, because going over the bus list is always a huge deal. And I always feel like I'm going to be more organized, or I'm going to have the right information, and it just seems chaotic. That's all we did for that 25 or 26 minutes. Is a lot of students forget by the end of the day. They're nervous. They're not sure what their bus is. They also have a different number for their late bus, which starts when we have activities and sports. So I kind of just went through, after I took attendance, I went through the class list, and we just went through everyone's bus numbers, which took the whole class period. So that was the end of my day. I feel like I need a change of location now, and I think I might just go home and regroup and not work on that much, actually, and just come back tomorrow. Tomorrow we're doing a couple Joe Boaler activities. So one class I'm doing Joe Boaler's Youcubed paper folding activity. You should look that up. I'll link it below. And then in another class I'm doing a visual visual patterns activity. I'll go ahead and link that below as well. So I'm excited. I haven't done the visual patterns one before, but I've done the paper folding and it's challenging. So it's just going to be about communicating with a partner. There's a convince a skeptic and convince a partner type of thing going on to get them communicating and thinking about, you know, proving their idea of how to fold this piece of paper. So I'm looking forward to that. And then we're also going to start our culture circle assignment or introduce that tomorrow. So I'll show you what that is in just a second. Okay, so I'm gonna head home and take out my dogs and I'll let you know what else I get done today. But pretty good first day, I'm happy. I feel like it was a little chaotic, but that's to be expected. Okay, I decided I wanna show you the culture circle. This is an idea I got from the Spanglish maestra, and I will go ahead and link her YouTube channel below, and we tweaked it a little bit as a team. She initially called it Culture Pizza and had 8 categories, and we tweaked it and just decided to do 4. I had watched a webinar on belongingness and developing that in your classroom and really trying to promote students' interests and part of their identities into the learning, which is one of my goals this year. So this is what a finished culture circle looks like. It's got 4 categories: home, hopes, heritage, and hobbies. So students are going to label these categories, and then they're gonna either draw, write, cut out pictures, however they wanna do it, things that represent who they are. I'm really excited about doing this because I haven't done it before, and these are gonna go all over the blank bulletin boards in my room, all on the windows. I have a lot of windows in this classroom as well as on the classroom door. And my goal is to somehow not just have this to look good, you know, for curriculum night, but somehow use some of these things that I learn about the students to connect with them in their own learning in math. As a team, we're going to talk about this. I'll keep you posted on it, but I'm really excited, and I'll go ahead and link that below. This is the culture circle. We're just going to introduce it tomorrow. They might have time to work on it Friday, because Friday we're giving a pre-assessment on Unit 1, which is geometry, and then this is going to be due on Monday. So I'll link that below. Okay, I also wanted to tell you about tissue. So the kids go through so much tissue. In an elementary classroom, you know, when you have 25, 26 kids, they go through a lot, but we have 120 or more students coming through our classroom, so I feel like we go through tissue faster, especially if I put 2 boxes out in my room, like one in the front, one in the back. But the first day of school, our first period students are supposed to bring a box or 2 of tissues, and I actually mark it on their attendance form if they brought it or not, and then I just kind of gently remind them. I mean, it doesn't count against them if they don't bring it, but then I store all this in one of my cabinets, and we do go through a lot of tissue. By the end of the year, we have, you know, teachers sending an all-call email to faculty, help, I need more tissue, you know, help a person out. Because first period is mostly the content area teachers, so we tend to get a lot more tissue, and then some of our like music, PE, and things like that, they need it. So that's why I have a mound of tissue to go through. I'm gonna keep it here until I get them all for my first period class, and then I'll find a place to store them. I just don't feel like cleaning it up today. Who's there? Oh, it's so dark in here. It's so dark. Who's there? Who's there to greet me? Who is there? Sit for greeting. Sit for greeting, sit for greeting. Oh, good job. Janie, sit. Wait for Of course, it's raining today, so we're gonna go out in the rain. Yes, we are. What can you do? So I guess with a day in the life video, you want to see what I do in my life. And I have to scoop dog food into the container. So it's really, really exciting when I get home. It's almost 7:30. Today was the first day of school. And after I got home, I did let the dogs out a couple times. I struggled with getting them to go to the bathroom when it was pouring rain out, but they finally did. And then honestly, I could not do any schoolwork for a couple hours. I was exhausted. So I kind of sat in a chair with one of my dogs for a while and just vegged a bit. I watched TV for a little bit, and then I made dinner. So I didn't really have any plans for dinner. I like to get a plan for the week, but I'm just not there yet. I'm still kind of riding the, you know, wave of what summer was and not really planning those things. But when my husband got home, I decided to look and see what we had in the fridge and kind of just take some frozen things and some meat that we had. So what I did is we had leftover pork tenderloin, and I chopped that up. And then I love Trader Joe's sausages that they have. They're nitrate free and preservative free. So I buy the chicken apple Chardonnay sausage, And then what I did is I cut those up into little, like I cut it lengthwise, and then I cut it again, and I chop it up, and I put it with the pork, and I heated that up. And then I mixed it with 2 different superfood blends that my husband and I love. I just want to show you these because they're so good. The first one, and this is not a sponsored ad for Bird's Eye, but they're both by Bird's Eye. And this one is the black rice and edamame. It's got brown rice, red peppers, and mango, and a light garlic soy sauce. No artificial ingredients. It's like 310 calories. I only add half of it. And it's 11 grams of protein. And mix that with the Trader Joe's chicken apple sausage and the leftover pork tenderloin. And then I just put 3 spoonfuls of a tomato basil spaghetti sauce from Trader Joe's in there, just a little bit, and it was delicious. Now my husband prefers this other one that's a Southwest blend. Okay, this one's called Southwest Style. It's got corn, whole grains, black beans, lentils, red peppers, and a zesty sauce. And again, I added some tomato sauce to his, so it was delicious. I love when I can just cook something fast and easy of, you know, leftover things I have, because we're running low on groceries and I'm trying to get through to the weekend when I can go shop. But that was good. And then I've just been kind of putzing around the house. I got my lunch packed for tomorrow, and I picked out my outfit for tomorrow. So I wanted to show you that. Okay, so some of us had ordered some 6th grade or some kind of school t-shirt, and people have been wearing them throughout the week. But a few of us ordered this 6th grade is my jam shirt from T-Shirts to Teach. I'm gonna go ahead and link them below. They're on Instagram and you can get them on a website. Each t-shirt is only $10. And this is such a nice feel fabric. It's just awesome. They're $10. I think total with shipping, it was $13. And I got it like in 5 or 6 days. And the money that they earn selling these t-shirts goes to a math and art program at the school. Whoever it is that does the company, I'll have to look into that. But I'll link it below. Love this 6th grade is my jam shirt. It was $10 plus shipping. I think it was $13 total. So some of us are gonna wear that tomorrow. And then I just picked out some like denim capris to wear, and I think I'll wear maybe my Converse. They'll be very comfortable. And then Friday, I'm excited because we usually all wear denim and jeans anyway. It's not like an official thing, but you know, Fridays are for denim, right? And then we're wearing a certain t-shirt of a program that was started at our school by the PTO that's about outreach. So I'll be wearing that on Friday. So my plans for outfits are already set for the week, which makes my morning time go faster. But because of the leftover coffee, my husband and I are gonna set the coffee pot up tonight, and all I have to do is turn it on tomorrow, because I did miss having that fresh hot coffee this morning. But I was rushing around. Of course, I was not as early to school as I thought I would be. And some of the things that I'm thinking about I need to do tomorrow is print out fire drill procedures, because we always have fire drill and different emergency procedure drills right away at the beginning of the year, and sometimes those change and we have to get ready for those. And so we have an elaborate thing that we do, and I just want to make sure I'm ready for that upcoming procedure. And then I also want to put 3 of my classes in flippity. I've never used flippity before for random groupings. I'll update you more on that another time, but my co-teacher for my 2 classes, that is a different math level, already put those names in flippity. So I want to do my other ones, and it'll give us the opportunity and freedom to do all kinds of groupings, groups of 2, groups of 3, groups of 4, teams, and different things like that. And I love that idea. So don't have to do the thinking. But I'm looking forward to day 2 and doing some week of inspirational math activities. And I think that's about it. My husband and I are gonna watch something, maybe on Netflix. We have a series that we're watching, and we're just gonna lay low. That's it. So I'll continue to vlog soon and do another day in the life video. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. Please follow me on Instagram @TheMathReflective or on Twitter @MathReflective. I look forward to hearing from you. Are you ready for more?